Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of Off the Shelf. This week we're looking at knives. Here on the board you can see we've got quite a wide range here, so we'll try and go through them as quickly as we can and just explain what we've got here at Abbey. So we'll start off with the Osborne range that are here. We've got the round knives, two different variants, two different sizes, depending on the jobs that you need to do. This is a lead knife. And it's actually an interesting fact, it's also used for the stained glass window industry, which is interesting. It does have blades on two edges, so if that's a nice little knife that you need, then that's great. We'll come back to the round knives in a bit, we'll do a demo with those. This is also another long bladed general purpose knife with a blade on one edge and blunt ends. They also do the scythe as well, we'll come back to that. Moving on to the Woodware range. Got round knife again, single-headed knife, general purpose knife, so pretty standard, and then a scythe green-handled knife, which obviously has the blade on the end. Moving further up the table, got the Solingen range. Now this is a slightly more market range, as you can tell by the different kinds of handles. Also the blades are like a high carbon content steel. So they'll last longer, keep their edge for longer, and if they're on constant use, then it should be a lot nicer. And also they're quite strong. There's no flex in the blades, so there's quite a range there. But what we'll have a look at first is the round knives, and what we're going to do first is have a demo with the Osborne. So this is the Osborne number 70, and sometimes it's easier if you drag the leather towards it, so if we start it, and then you can actually keep it in place and then drag towards if you just need to cut straight edges. Remember your board is important, so this is a plastic rehealing board. We sell these. Also wood is fine. Try not to cut on metal or concrete or anything like that. It does damage your edge on the blade. Now we'll swap for the smaller one. Now you can, if you're good, put a curve in. So always mark first and then follow your mark. And then a couple of goes over, you can end up with something like that. Now obviously I don't use them every day, so it's not the best edge in the world, but that was cut with this just earlier on. Just by going over it a few times. We are cutting through pretty thick 5mm or 4.5mm leather, so it does take its time. The other thing to use them for, so we'll go back to the bigger, slightly bigger knife, is if you need to scythe the edges. Let's go for a bigger piece. If you need to scythe the edges, they will do that, as long as you've got a sharp edge on it. So there we go. So if you do need to reduce the thickness of your leather, don't cut too, take little bits off, don't take too much off, that's the key. Look there, you can halve it pretty quickly. If you're not sure about that and not quite, up to scratch with using that every single day, you can use a scythe or a safety bevel knife. This just has a removable blade in here, and all you're doing is just running it along the leather and just taking a bit of the edge off. So that's all it needs to do, so you get a nice tail after it as well. But we also sell the spare blades for those as well, so it makes it all hunky-dory. Don't have to worry about getting blades for them. So just take that tail off. The other tool that we're going to look at is the strap cutter, as you can see there. So wooden strap cutter. This is if you're obviously on a budget and you can't afford one of the big rotary cutter machines. This will do for dog leads or belts, that kind of stuff, that will go up to sort of around about 4 inches. The key thing is to have the numbers facing towards you and make sure you have the blade in correctly. Don't have it the wrong way around, it makes it very, very difficult. So you want the sharp edge facing towards you, so you're going to be working from this side of it and pulling this in this direction. Make sure it's all tight, make sure it's all correct, make sure it's gapped correctly for what you're putting through it, okay? and you do have a little adjuster on this end just in case. But the idea is that you pull it along the leather like that, and make sure you've always got a straight edge. Don't have a wobbly edge like that. Make sure you have a nice straight edge, and it should be then this way round. So there you go. Run it along, and then you can make some nice straps. And make sure it's obviously all tight. But yeah, so that gives you an idea of what it should look like and how it should be used. If you do have any questions, or you need a little bit of advice, then please do contact us and we'll try and point you in the right direction. But yeah, we've sort of gone through most of our range, and I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.